We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
So I wanted to bring this. I don't know about you. You ever wake up sad? Like you're just kind of like, you just kind of not depressed in a, really deep way, but you're still kind of, you just don't feel right. You're just kind of
today.
A little bit of sadness. Yeah. And I feel like it's interesting because I feel regular people that aren't comedians, when they wake up sad or whatever, they think, hey, maybe I should divorce my wife, or maybe I should quit my job. Maybe I should go to the desert and find myself. I feel like comedians, for me personally, once I woke up sad, I was like, oh, I have to write a one-man show. I get it. Now I'm ready. I was like, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready for this. Like I've been waiting.
That's the first place you go?
I was like, I was waiting for the opportunity to be like, oh, now I know what I need to do. Now I can put this into a show. And so, yeah, I got pretty excited about it.
So this is the first place you went when you woke up sad is, I have to put this into a production.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if I guess you don't have that way of thinking, but that's, well, I've been thinking about one. And then I was just like, I need to draw from places. And so I think because when you do stand up, it's like, it's like you can draw from those places, but it's like, you're playing a stupid comedy club. It's just like, the things you can share with a late show audience isn't necessarily something you can share with a black box theater audience, So anyway, I'm ready. I'm doing the one-man show. I'm going to do all the stuff today.
What's it about?
It's about you, just working with you and how it's bringing me down. And it's just really just more than I thought it would be.
I think this thing has legs. I think this thing definitely has legs. I see I see Fleabag. I see Fleabag in this, just like that show Fleabag. One woman
I love that show. Yeah, that's a great show. Yeah, just my life. Just all the craziness and the chaos and the family and the. Just all the growing up in a biker bar and ODing and being in a psych hospital and just, all the craziness of my life. So wind up handcuffed to a hospital bed. I got some good stuff, Brian. I got some.
I know that. I could psychoanalyze you better than you know.
Oh, man, that frightens me. But, our guest is just as crazy as I am. So that's the best part about this guy. You find a fellow crazy and you're like, okay, this guy gets it.
This guy, totally. Yep.
This guy gets it that you can't turn your brain off. This guy knows.
Very damn.
Very excited to bring up a guest today. He's somebody that I've known since I started in comedy. I remember just kind of barely being into comedy and watching him do comedy at like clubs. And I was like, wow, that guy knows how to like kill. And, it was like great. And then became friendly with me. And then we've done a few projects and things here over the years together and podcasts and been a guest on his show and done stuff. And a very funny guy and a guy that is not afraid to reveal himself, which I love that about, few comedians do that. A lot of us are hiding behind stuff. This guy lets it all out there. And I love that. And so let's play the clip and we'll bring him up.
Old I am. I'm watching porn recently on the internet. This comes out of my mouth. I go, whoa, it's a really nice couch. It's the Maxwell from Restoration Hardware. I know because I did research. Found it, bought it 2 days later. Highly recommend it, man. Thing's great. Looks great in my living room, and it can take a beating.
That's great.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, very funny guy. Letterman, Comedy Central. Everybody, please make some noise for our good friend, Joe Matarese.
Look at that.
I wouldn't have thought that would be the clip comedians would choose. So thank you. Thank you for choosing that.
Yeah, I think it's very funny. And also it's like, just want to do something you're kind of current that you're doing and stuff just to kind of,
That's
kind of current.
Well, it's
Probably
current in your life. It was high on your Instagram grid So I just go for
And not only-
the latest video.
And not only that, but just the way you said the word porn in that video
Porn.
is like that's a true comic right there. Because those people, I was watching porn the other day. You know what I mean? But you sold the porn so well on that that joke. It's like just enough emphasis to punch that line. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the setup to the joke. And now we're going to get into a furniture bit.
You could almost hear my South Jersey accent too, like porn.
Oh, I love it.
It's a little bit of a porn, not porn.
No,
like corn.
Corn, like yo. Like we don't say yo, we say yo in Jersey.
Yo.
Well, I think you have, the best like kind of getting older jokes I think I've ever seen, because I think a lot of people, because it's like it doesn't come off like corny or like I've heard this before. Like it's very personal in how it's very personal. It's not like, hey, when you get old you can't do this. It's like, well, the other day I tried to do this and then go over the child gate or whatever and hurt myself, and like it's just very personal. I think it's great. I love
I have one question. What's the entrance to that joke? What's the setup before that line, Joe? How do you ramp into that?
Well, there's a whole
that we just
there's a whole chunk, as they say in stand-up comedy. See, I have my phone here, whereas my cameras are, and then the computer's over here with you guys.
A great setup, by the way.
So I have to pretend I'm looking at you right now. I can't see you. I'm looking into my camera. If I want to see you and talk to you like I'm looking at you, I got to go like this, which looks terrible for you guys. So just so if it ever seems disconnected for a second during this podcast, go, Joe, just look at us. You'll feel better. You'll feel better.
Yeah. Just pretend we're on the phone. It's
funny. Like that chunk of material. Either I will, if it's a tough crowd, like that's when that like your first or two jokes bombed. If I'm already into talking about getting old at the top of my set, I went. When those sets you go to your closer early.
Yeah, every set.
You better get there fast because there's no time to lose.
Like go run in the club because something wrong's going. If I'm up there a minute in going, I feel old lately. I'm trying to think like because it's like I'm 58 now. I'm trying to think at what age I started writing jokes about feeling older. It was probably everything after 50. Started to feel really old, in the comedy circuit, in your life, something about that age of 50. So to say what gets me into it, it's like usually the first one, and it used to be the closer, was like, I'm feeling old. I don't know. It's funny that you said that. I don't know how to answer your question.
I'm sorry to stump you already on the show.
Sometimes if there's young people in the crowd, you'll go with, you guys aren't going to get this, and that would be my ramp into it. I'll go like, I'm feeling really old. Like, let's see if you can even wrap your mind around these. And then usually the first one is, you're getting old when you go to an empty bar and you go, I love this place.
Right.
This place is dead. This is our new spot every Tuesday. So
great.
Yeah. But like if you were doing some gig where, I do a lot of gigs now where everybody's older. That's what's funny too. You remember when we were younger and you'd go and there would be old people there and you'd be like, I'm bomb. This is going to be terrible. And now when they're young, you say the opposite, right? You're like, this is going to be bad. They're all 22. This isn't going to work.
Yeah. I have nothing to say to these people. Yeah.
Yeah. So, did that answer your question? I was wondering what the ramp in. I'm always fascinated about the mechanics of stuff like this. So it's like I was watching porn the other day. It's like a hard, because that could be a non sequitur out of nowhere and it would still be funny. You're right.
I was just wondering. I was wondering if it was part of a run or like I figured it was part of I'm getting older. I was watching porn the other day and I thought that's a really nice couch. Is like that. Okay, that fits with but it doesn't matter where you end. The joke is funny regardless.
Well, Dustin said it right before you brought me on. Like, I like this comedian because he lays it all out there, right? Mm-hmm. So I've been, if I have jokes that just sound like they're not real or they just come out of nowhere, they usually, I call them dad jokes when I'm doing them on on stage. I'm like, here's a dad joke, and it's just like a little like dad sounding one. And then there's the other ones that are really real to my life, and that was 100% real. Like I was really watching porn, saying that's a nice couch, and really did research. And I'm not bullshitting you. If I took you downstairs, I still have the Maxwell from Restoration Hardware. The only thing I added on to the joke is that I know it can take a beating. Like that's just a tagline. But
and that's I
really
feel like
bought
that.
it.
Yeah, that's taken time, you know, over the years in your comedy, because I feel like, you know, well, you know, I remember the first joke, I always bring it up when I talk to you, was the roller skating joke with the Journey song. That was your big closer. I mean, that was a monster. I mean, people go crazy for that. It's like once Journey kicked in, and then you were just kind of like,
God, dude. waitresses would when I would come back to a club, waitresses would get mad if you weren't doing the roller skating bit. They go, you didn't do it. I'm like, because it's 3 years old now. You know, now it's 26 years old.
For our audience that doesn't know this bit, give us a little small taste of it. You don't have to do the bit, but I mean, like you know, just a bit about.
Piece. Yeah.
Well, I think to please Brian Scott McFadden, I'm going to have to say, how do I launch into that bit? How do you get into the roller skating bit?
Brian's very specific. He likes to know all the.
It's usually there's a theme going on usually. So if like porn fed into the getting older theme, whereas roller skating, you know, and I did a whole special that was all about the 80s growing up and comparing it to my brother, my son. I called him my brother. My son at the same age as I was in 82, you know, a few years ago. So roller skating, definitely, if I'm talking about the 80s, you know, it's a lot about how great it was. Because when you're raising kids and you see they have nowhere to go anymore when they're 60. And well, I don't know if you guys, I'm going to look over here at you guys now. I don't know if you guys did this, but middle school was when we went to the roller skating rinks when I was growing up. 7th, 8th grade. Now
good at it, but
and neither one of you have kids, so like they literally go nowhere. These middle school kids, they don't, not even the mall. Like they're not like, hey, drive us to the mall. Like they don't have a thing.
That is sad. Yeah, it's
so amazing. It's so. I look back at you know, being a Gen Xer, and I'm just like so thankful that I had that analog life before digital took over and ate everything. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The roller rink was pretty bad place for me because I couldn't skate. So I was the guy just hanging on the side of the rail, just like, I mean, that everybody was making fun of. So it's like, if you're a good skater, that's a great experience. You're going backwards, you got chicks, but when you don't know how to skate, it's just traumatizing. No. You're just like the guy that can't move, falling down. It was rough. It was rough for me.
I wasn't a good skater either, Dustin. So in my bit, to give you a little piece of it, at one point, like probably the funniest part about that bit is the announcer saying this next special is going to be a couples only, ladies' choice, and how I said ladies' choice was when all the good-looking girls went to the bathroom and all the mutants came out, and doing an ugly girl skating up and making the face. Yeah, and then she's like, I can go backwards. I'll skate with you, and then I push her because she can go backwards. Like that's the gist of the joke. And I always say it now. If I wanted to do that joke again, they're mad that I pushed the ugly girl away.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work on stage. And the mutant, you can't even say the word mutant on stage, can you?
Well, I don't want that joke to work anymore. It was like a special part of my, you know, my moment with you, and like, you know what I mean? And especially if you're still doing that joke, then you know, that's not a good thing. Like it's like some guys
a joke's never too old to freaking dust off at one point just to make yourself laugh. Like you're not doing it seriously. You're like, here's one from 38 years ago.
No, but that's such a funny thing when you have an experience with a joke or a bit that you've done that you know the exact laugh it gets and crushes, and every night you groove that in, you have that in the synapses of your brain, and then there's a time, maybe it's gradual, where that goes out of fashion, and you know when you pull that out and then you do that exact same joke, you still have that memory of how that thing crushed it, and you know that hostile reaction of like, no, not good anymore. No, and that just like knocks that baby right at you. Just I did that on a ship.
Yeah, I pulled out a joke that I stopped doing because I knew it wouldn't work in this society that we're in now. And it was a Klan joke, and it just, I mean, I got fired immediately. Like, it was a whole thing. Oh yeah, it was just like this thing, and it was because I was running out of material because I had to do like 3 different shows, and then the last one, when you'd have to do like a brand new adult, like you already did your other adult, then you do this last adult show, and I was just like, all right, here we go. And then I thought, and it was a Texas crowd. I was like, hey, they'll like it, and there was just like a Klan thing, and it was just like got a letter immediately.
Oh, that's so and I think about like maybe will there ever be, and I know obviously the bit may not fit with who you are now and stuff like that. Also, that's a different thing, but also times change. And I think about like maybe that bit will come back. Like will that bit ever be, because my What Women Want bit that I did on Letterman, it was just crusher. It was my closer. It was just epic. And then, after Me Too or something, it knocked it down. It still kills, but not at that level. There's still a little, nuts, no, and there's one line that never gets anything, that always crushed and doesn't get a sing. And I had to change it around now and fix it and make it more fashionable and ease into it. And it's fascinating how comedy, that's just, you go, that's not the A. It's not the 10 now. It's about to 7 now, and I got to make it an 8 maybe, but it's never going to be the 10 it once was,
Well, sometimes too, you watch comics and like, they'll be doing, let's say they did an OJ joke when all that was happening, and then something else will happen with OJ, and they'll just try to do the same jokes with that, and then like, OJ died, and they're still trying to do those jokes when he got arrested, and you're just like, it's like the Bronco, they're bringing up the Bronco after he died. I'm like, no, dude, like it doesn't work that way. Just because the name is in the news again doesn't mean that same joke's gonna work.
And that's what Mark Furman just died, by the way. just to let you know.
Then you got to hear all that again, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. No. So now maybe I can get my another week out of my Kato Kalin jokes. Like maybe I can dust those off. And no.
Yeah.
You could definitely categorize that as comedy, like curveballs in comedy. Like they never stop coming. There's always a curveball. There's always this isn't going to work because of that, or this comedian went on before you and he did. Dude, you mentioned cruise ships for a second there, Dustin. Like I did a ton of them this past winter, and I had to stop. I took myself off. I'm like, not mid ship, but I said, I think I got to never do one of these again. And it was like, it wasn't because like they were uncomfortable, like at jokes or I got fired or whatever. It was more that the consistency like was so low for me on a cruise ship. I don't know if you find it that way, but I was doing these cruise ships where everyone in the audience, English was their second language. So it was like, and I started to figure out, not only does my act not work if you're from like the United States in the middle of the United States, like I'm like, I started to get, if you notice, all my social media is all about Philadelphia, South Jersey, not even New York anymore. Like, I'm like, how do I do comedy in this 3-hour radius and nowhere else? Like, I don't want to, can I do that? And people think I'm crazy, all the trolls that write shit. What are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? And I'm like, you don't get it. I'm not wasting my time. I just want to have good shows. I can't, if I do 20 shows and I bombed 15, like I got to make a change here. Like what the hell's going on? And those cruise ships, it's amazing how some of these comedians can have a really high percentage on a cruise ship because all their act is so basic. It's like girls do this, guys do that, and that's fucking hour, or that's their 30 or whatever.
I mean, I've figured it out, especially from that experience. That was a little bit of, it was the beginning of the year and stuff. And so, I think it's, I got in trouble. There was these guys wearing Charlie Kirk shirts and stuff, and I couldn't help myself. And
they had them on in the show.
They had them on in the front row. And it's like, and I'm like you, the ADD kicks in. It's like, I can't not say something. And then I close with a Klan joke. And so there you go.
And then bam.
But I've gotten better at it, and especially if anybody from corporate is watching, I'm good now. And I kill every show now. But there was a time where I had to figure it out because it is another animal. And I pride myself in that, where it's like, you know, I can be a dirty blue comic. I can also be a clean comic. I can also be so, you know, I feel we have to have the skill. And I think you're a great comic. You could figure it out.
I figured it out, but you know, the problem is like the cruise agent I was with. I feel like this podcast is like you guys talk all inside baseball. That's like what this podcast is, right?
Yeah.
So comics out there, a lot of these cruise agents, I mean, they don't just book comedians. They're booking the magicians, the guitar players, the singers, the dancers. I mean, I was with one of the biggest ones. So they got 1 million freaking acts. So I literally emailed at one point because they love to contact you with the negative feedback, you know, and they did. And I figured it out because there are cruise ships because I would kill on the ones that left out of the port in Brooklyn. Right. Because everybody's from New York. Everybody's from Connecticut. Everybody's from Philadelphia. No one's from, I mean, when I did this World America cruise, that was the hardest one. It's this 8,000 people ship, leaves out of Miami. It's called World America, which for some reason you hear America, but you forgot the world part, right? I was thinking it's, America, 8,000 Americans. No, it's 8,000 people that aren't from America. Like everyone in the front row was from Lithuania. It was I'm not lying. It was Lithuania mixed with like, where were they? I mean, you're like praying for Canadians and English people. You know, that's what you're praying for. And like, they don't get me either. Like I've never killed when I go to Montreal. Like there's a disconnect when you go to these places. Yeah. They're not like us where would you say, like, you might have a different sweet spot in the United States, Dustin, because you're more Southern.
But the problem is with me is I'm never Southern enough. And I think that's part of my act where it's like I feel like I do a thing where I have like a Californian on one shoulder and a Texan on the other, where it's like the Californian's like, you should drive a Prius, protect the environment. The Texan's like, shut up, snowflake, get in the truck. You know, I feel like I'm kind of like,
that's where the comedy comes in, right?
Yeah. They see me and they think, and I say, hey, I'm from Texas. And then it's like, oh, okay, he's one of us. But then about like 4 minutes in, they're like, nah, this ain't right. Yeah. You know, because I'm more of a Willie Nelson Texan. And so, you know, it starts to divide. But I think, I don't know. I think New York is where I always had the most fun. I feel like I always had the most fun in the East. I still feel like I'm a New York comic, even though I'm not from the East Coast. I feel that's my comfort zone is the East Coast.
Like, I was just in Long Island this past weekend, and I had really good shows, and I always love going. You probably play it a lot.
Yeah, Governor's great.
I don't like Governor's as much as I like the Brokerage in Belmore, right?
Oh yeah, Brokerage is great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I find that it's just like you go on a cruise ship, forget it. Like if you do a reference, like I don't even think my references are obscure, but I guess they kind of are. Like I had a reference about the song the Arthur's theme by
now you're talking Brian's language.
Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross. So the joke was about how I love yacht rock because you can't dance to it, and like I go, there's and I don't like to dance, and how my wife's never going to be grabbing me, pulling me on the floor because Arthur's theme's on, right? She's like, and I go, what are you letting you get caught between the moon and New York City, whatever. Yeah. But like, if you were on a cruise, I mean, that'll bomb every single time on a cruise ship. And then, dude, I thought it was going to get an applause break in Long Island. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, why do they appreciate like an obscure reference, whereas somebody else just goes, we don't know what it is, so it's not funny.
It's like Arthur. So that I had my one cruise ship experience, and I couldn't. I know the Long Island crowd. So you have that Jersey, Long Island Metro thing. Yeah. And I can't picture you, man, on a cruise ship, because I've worked with you and I know what a kind of loose cannon you can be in terms of, now I know that I know like early Joe Matarese, where if somebody told you not to say something, you could be that rebellious guy that just was, wait a minute, what, and those situations can be so restrictive,
Well, it's weird that doesn't, it's weird. I don't know if you guys went through this, but it doesn't exist in me like it did as a younger comedian. I've kind of aged out of it. It could be antidepressants because I've been on those. for a pretty long time now.
Yeah.
So that mixed with age, like I never had any of those problems on a cruise ship, like being loose cannon. I would I would bomb gracefully. Okay, this is
wait.
Here is one time of an unhinge, but it wasn't, to me, it was a tamed unhinge, but on a cruise ship, it's not tame.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dustin, or Brian, if you've done, this was one of these high-end yacht cruises. I could say the name of it because it was one of those you get on, you go, I know they're never going to do comedy again. Like there was no venue.
Yeah.
There was only about 120 people on the whole ship because it didn't sell. It was a Ritz-Carlton yacht. Yeah.
Wow.
It holds 400 people, only 100 people on the ship. I got to do a show. I'm literally basically in the lobby of the cruise ship. People are walking through my show to go to their rooms, they're just walking through. Right. So and I made a mistake, which was there was no one sitting anywhere near, and they didn't have a stage. You're just standing on the dance floor, right? Just flat on the ground.
Nightmare.
And about 30 people on the back wall sitting. Right.
Yeah.
And they were fine, but with there being that emptiness, that's where my we both see the same therapist. I'm sure that was going to come up early. Nothing. Alan literally gave me our therapist basically said, you just stop trying to fix things at your shows. Don't change the lights. Don't rearrange the seating. Just accept it is what it is and just go up and do your show. Like I'm the king of, I need to fix this now.
Yeah.
So I see all this emptiness and just people on the back wall. And they didn't even have a cruise director on these yacht cruises.
Oh, wow.
They just have just a guy who you can talk to, but he's not the cruise director. They say they don't want to be like other cruise ships. Yeah. No cruise director. So the guy says, So I say to the guy, I go, can you just get some people to move up? Like, that's like usually what a comedian will do. We'll go, can you move up a little so we can have a conversation with
Not
my
a big ask.
Always.
Not a big ask.
Now, any comedian could guess what's going to happen when you ask them to move up. So the biggest jerk on the whole ship moves up. He's the only guy that isn't there who's rich and educated. Everybody's rich they're millionaires on this cruise. This guy worked for what's that famous condo development in Orlando where all the over 50 community that's super famous for like having a high sexually transmitted diseases with old people. Have you heard of it? You don't know it? They hire comedians a lot, so I thought you'd know it. It's a really big over 50 community, and everybody in Florida knows the name of it. And anyone who's watching your podcast right now is saying it out loud. It's very famously known. Yeah. I can't think of it. Ask your producer guy to go Google that really fast.
Yeah, Google. Somebody Google that.
Stick it in the chat.
Because I need to find a place to go to.
So
who booked it? Yeah.
So this guy who moved up to the front row won the cruise for selling, condo units in the in that community, and he had a big USA belt buckle on.
Oh, amazing!
Big
amazing!
And he just came up being loud, woo, and he was interrupting, and I'm ignoring. And he's drunk, really hammered, like extra hammered, and he kind of falls asleep, and kind of chills out. And then towards the end, dude, I'm literally
the Villages.
The Villages, that's it. Yeah. Have you heard of it?
Oh, he found it in the chat. Okay. Adam found it.
Oh, you found it. The Villages. Yeah. So this guy worked for the Villages. So this guy, I have 5 minutes left. And he just starts, he's standing and doing this, yelling, "You suck. You are terrible. You suck." And the crowd's like, "Oh, no, he doesn't." Like the crowd in the back's like, "No, he doesn't." And he's turning and looking at them going, No, I'm right. This guy's terrible. He's yelling at me. He's like 6'3", standing up, yelling how bad I am. and I say a couple of slam lines that are comedic, right? Like, you could probably write some right now. Like, what would be the first thing you would say to that guy, Dustin? I could picture. What's the first thing you would say on a cruise when someone's acting up and you're at a high end cruise? You would say,
well, if they're drunk, I'll be like, let's turn this into a meeting, or some sort of like, you got a problem, I don't know. I probably just collapse, probably fist fight him. I don't know. I'm not very good at that. I go 0 to 100 pretty quick. Boom,
yeah, you can do the classics. You can do the I hate when my dad comes to my show. Like all that crap.
I try not to do probably some Voss lines. I'm sure Rich Voss would come in my head at some point.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Boss should let us all have his. Like when when you're in that situation, you should be allowed to channel him, and then just give him credit. Just give him
that's Rich.
I love working with Voss. Whenever somebody heckles or somebody says something, you hear that music from like an old Western with Clint Eastwood. Like someone's about to get shot right now. Someone's gonna get murdered. But anyway, whatever. Like, go ahead.
My favorite one that Voss says in those situations. You guys, this is like on a clean thing though. This is dirty. I don't want to say it.
Okay, we'll bleep it out. What do you got?
Oh, he always says, "I'm going to think about you later to keep from coming." I love it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I say the first thing I thought you were going to say this, Dustin, because you've done these like the lower end cruises or Carnival, so it always works to go, dude. You belong on a Carnival cruise, not here on the Ritz-Carlton, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that gets a laugh, right? And then I said something like, I don't remember, something else that was like sounded like a bit, like a bum joke, right? And then he kept going with how bad you sucked, and I got a little mad, and I looked at him and I said, and I think this is kind of funny to say to you guys, but when you represent the company way more than when you're doing a comedy club, you don't really represent the chain when you walk off stage, Yeah. When you do a cruise ship, you're there all week. You feel like they tell you got to dress nice when you're walking around, you represent the company.
Yeah.
So Ritz-Carlton would not have approved it, but I said to the guy, I go, this cruise ends Friday, right? And you get off the ship, and then I get off the ship in the same location. And when I get off, I don't work for the Ritz-Carlton anymore, right? And then just paused, right? And just paused. And I go, it's something like that, right? So then I got to my last joke. I said goodnight. And I remember being so mad. And like I said, how they could walk right through the audience to get to their rooms. So my room was right there too. So I turned around and I'm walking towards my room. And I remember just like, I think I did that in the hallway. Like I wanted to kill this guy. And then I had this dude, there was only 100 people on the ship. I was seeing him everywhere I went that whole week. And that was the only show. I only had to do one show at the beginning of the cruise. And I always tell people that's how nice the Ritz-Carlton cruises are. If you get the opportunity ever to go on one, it's at another level. That show was one of the worst shows I've ever had, and I still had a great time on the ship. One of my friends came with me. We were eating. The meals were so good, we were laughing. You ever had one of those meals? You're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
we don't deserve this.
Yeah. How did this happen? How did we get this? What mistake has happened where we're being fed like this?
Well, I think that is definitely the hardest thing when you do the cruise is you can't get away from the people. And so you're just like, if you had a weird whatever, I mean, I've had people try to talk to me and I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get some roast beef. Like, I don't want to talk about the show. I'm just trying to eat my feelings. And so, because you can't leave. Because every other gig, you can get on the subway, you get in your car, you're gone. It never happened. But the cruise is like, you're reminded of it every single day you're on that, But it sounds like
nothing. There's nothing that makes you such a captive that's one of the things I couldn't take it. I was just, I did my one cruise and I was just like, I don't want to be on this environment.
LA's
2 good shows, but I didn't. I was like, I can't do this. This is just too.
LA's very expensive, so I'm mustering through it.
I have friends that do a lot of them, and I'm always like, I made a video. This is ballsy. While I was on the cruise ship, I made like some social media content where I did like a parody of Shawshank Redemption. While do you remember the scene in Shawshank? I think he's, where he comes to his friends. It's probably on my Instagram. It's definitely up there. You'd have to really scroll back a couple of months.
Okay.
But that scene where he's sanding the boat at the end and Morgan Freeman walks up, because I think I was on, when you get off the ship on one of these cruises and you're in like Aruba or whatever, and there's a piece of you that goes, what if I just stayed here and never went back on that ship and I just live on this island for the rest of my life like Andy Dufresne, right? So that
he's buffing the ship, he's buffing the boat, and
yeah. There's two, and I made another parody once because another thing that cruise ships reminds me of, and what you were just saying, Captive, the scene in Goodfellas where Ray Liotta gets in the back of the limo, he grabs a handful of pills, swallows them all, and he goes, now take me to prison. Like, that's what it feels like when I get in the Uber to go to the port. Like, that's literally what it feels like. And when you get off, don't you feel like you got out of prison when you get off the cruise?
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, for sure. I'm starting to enjoy it a little more because like I said, I'm making it work for me. But it was the early days was definitely, you have a bad show and you just feel it the whole week, and I just felt like, what am I doing? But
I can't stand it. See, I don't like the part how they nickel and dime you. Like, everybody goes, it's pretty good money. I go, not by the time the nickel and diming's over. My internet's $160 for the week. I'm like, you can't give us free internet. We're working there. It just sounds like so mean.
Some of them give you free internet. I do some that actually give us free internet, or like $20 and stuff. Amazing. Yeah, I do some of them. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into this stuff because I got like
you got a career,
I got
man.
Like 12 coming up.
I got 12 coming up. I get you, man.
This would be the one thing that'll get me. How funny would it be? My acting get me fired? This stupid podcast.
I've gotten fired from clubs from a podcast before.
Really?
Yeah. Boston, this one club the guy stopped using me forever because he said I talked crap about this, and it was a bad club. He knew it was a bad club, and I talked about it on somebody's podcast, and then he stopped using me. I was like, you got to be kidding me. 9 people listened to that podcast. Didn't hurt you. I'm like, I need the money.
Yeah, I think. This is. I mean, we have to air it out somewhere. You got to get it out. I mean, it's just like, unfortunately, we have mics and cameras attached now. We used to just do it in the green room, and then now it's like we did this. We're just doing this with
That's dude. I just started. I have 2 different podcasts right now, and we were paying somebody to edit, and then you start to use that Opus Clips that everybody uses. But like, if I used Opus Clips, like the guys that I do the podcast with, I go, you'd have people picketing because one guy owns a pizza place, and we do the podcast in his pizza place, and the other guy owns a sound and lighting business. And they sponsor the podcast, and we do it in, like I said, in the pizza place. When I go through it to edit, every episode, there's 10 things that I know would get them in a lot of trouble if I didn't cut it out. I'm like, you think Opus Clips is picking up that's going to get you in trouble? No, it's not.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I've heard about Opus Clips and I was like, but there's no cognizance or awareness of what they're editing. It's just like, here's a pause.
Here's
a pause, right?
Yeah,
you can edit the Opus Clip. Like, you don't have to use that.
But I always go, why not just edit it yourself? You're gonna pay AI to edit it yourself, because it ends up being shorter amount of time if you
twice as much work.
Yeah, no way. Yeah. I'm sure you didn't want to talk about Opus Clips on this.
Yeah. No.
Well,
what other inside baseball?
Well, your last special was great, by the way. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big nostalgia guy. I still have my Hot Wheels. I
still have them.
Yeah, the die-cast metal.
Really?
Like I just
were they made different back when we were young?
Oh, they're heavy. They're metal. Now they're all plastic. And so it's like, I bought some of those retro games. Remember the football one where it's just a couple of dots and all that stuff. So I love all that. I feel like there's and you did a great job. Kind of the Simon bit was great. I thought that was one of my favorites. The Simon game. You know, remember the?
Yeah.
You remember that, Brian? The sign.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody played that. Yep.
Yeah, just all that stuff. That's because it's like we didn't need much. You know what I mean? We dots and noises, like we did not need anything. And
dots. That's a funny reference.
Yeah.
Dots. Yeah, because the Pong was dots too. They're all dots.
I mean, we're all autistic at some point because it's like because these things entertained us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally happy playing Asteroids. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
You know, like I couldn't be happier.
Any
I don't need anything
game ever.
Probably still though. Like if someone handed you Tempest or Asteroids, you'd have a good time messing with.
Yeah,
Tempest.
I feel like something has been lost. We've upgraded all, and no matter what you say, you always sound like the old guy, just like oh, and it's like no, there's and I really understand where that's coming from, like this thing, but I genuinely believe that the idea that, just because it's a more there's more technological wizardry or something like that is like we have lost a certain capacity to enjoy things that are just simple pleasures that don't require ornamentation or distraction or anything else. It's just like weird.
Yeah, and I don't want when I play a video game, I don't want to like look like I'm moving an actor into a scene in a movie. Like I want to get a frog to a log. I want to get a frog to a log.
That's funny.
That's what
great.
I want.
I should have had you do punch-ups for that special.
Yeah, right. But write that down. Frog to a log. There's a punchline. Write that. I just want to get a frog to a log. Okay.
That's it. Get over the other side.
I'm a happy man.
Friends, you know. That's it.
There's a log. If there's a frog on it, I am giddy. Okay, I'm fulfilled.
Well, because when they ruined video games is when they had that one, remember with the knight and the dragon slayer or whatever, and it was like this. It was a big deal. I don't know if you talked about that in the special, but that was a big deal when the dragon slayer game came out, and nobody could really play it. You were just basically watching an animated movie. Like,
was that the one called? I remember a game called Joust. Was it that one?
No, Joust was great. That still had all the elements you need for a perfect video game. That was like Defender on ostriches, but.
It was. Yeah, I love Defender.
Defender.
I remember being excited that you could make the plane go the other way in Defender.
Yeah,
it's going the other way.
Yeah,
Dustin, what is this? Yeah, to reverse and go the other way exactly? Yeah. But what is this game you're referring to? Because I think I vaguely recall this.
It was like it looked like like an animated movie, and it was like the guy had a guy. It was like a knight, and he was like trying to fight this dragon. It looked like it was amazing. The graphics were just at the time was just like top of the line kind of graphics, and so we were and everybody wanted to play it because the graphics were so unreal, but it just wasn't like player friendly. Like it just looked like you were just watching a cartoon as opposed to playing a game. Yeah. Like when you're an asteroid, you're in there. They're coming at you. You got this little triangle. There's a lot at stake. You know what I mean? Like you have to move out of the way or the asteroid's going to hit you. Like there's just I don't know. I think they took away the game elements of games now. I don't know. I don't want to get started on it. You do get sucked into. Yeah. Space Invaders is a perfect video game. It's a perfect video game.
You're right.
You're going left to right.
That's all you needed was.
You got to protect your base. You got 6 bases. You got to protect all those. Get that UFO. That's going to be some money. And then that's it. That's the game. And it's fantastic. Yeah. And it's got a good soundtrack. The music, there's no music. It's just kind of a Casio synth sound, and then you're just going. I don't know. I just think less is more is what I'm trying to say.
I agree. It's funny that my brain immediately went to something. Again, this shows you how my brain goes. It goes right to like real life and like something that just happened. It literally just happened over the weekend, but I had to go to a body shop today, which is I got in an accident, right? And it's like my second car accident in like 5 months. With this same Mazda car that I have. It's a 2026. And I feel like the technology is getting you into accidents. Like the technology was, it has so many things that the car can do to save you from bumping into shit that you end up bumping into stuff. I'm like, what the, because it takes me an hour to get a song to play. Like I can't even figure out how to get anything to play. Like you used to just pop your because I'm like, again, we'll sound like old people, but it was easy to get your music on when you popped in your CD or you popped in your I almost said 8-track, but you popped in your cassette or your single.
A single. Wow.
You know,
Single.
Yeah, I'll guide you through the modern technology. You just got to say, "Hey Siri, play music for me," and then it'll just play all the stupid stuff you play all the time.
I don't think my car will play.
Does it do that?
I think it has it has Alexa, and I don't know how to make Alexa really work. I'm not an Alexa guy. Don't you need to have like a non-iPhone to use Alexa? I don't know.
I don't know, but
I don't like the idea. I like being involved in the things that I'm doing, like driving. Like I don't need. That's why I haven't gotten an e-bike, because I like pedaling, because I like being engaged in the act of riding a bike. And I see these guys, literally, they're like, the bike is just taking off and they're whizzing by people, and you don't even have to pay attention or even be in. Your physical body is barely, is as engaged as your legs aren't. You're just like this, and half of the guys are looking for their delivery address and where they're doing their, their Grubhub delivery, and they're just flying by you. And I'm like, I haven't done that because I know how addictive. I know I'm going to get on an e-bike and I'm going to be like. And I've ridden a couple, and they're like amazing. Like you're like, oh my god, I'm flying. I don't have to do shit. Like
hills are great. Hills are great on an e-bike. I'll tell you.
Yes,
dude. I get in one more accident, I'm going to be taking an e-bike to Long Island. I'm nervous.
I will say this about the modern cars. It's like with all the beeps and all the people coming up next to you. It is great when you got a senior mom that refuses to stop driving. It's like, because I got her one of those bells and whistle cars because I was just like, she needs to know that there's a car coming right on your side. So it is good for that. But I don't know.
But I'm telling you, it can call. I know that this car I bumped into, and the other thing is I brought the car to the shop just to have a friend of mine look at it, because I literally did like almost no damage to my car. And this woman was saying that I pushed her car into this other car that took off from the scene. It just left, right? Yeah. And she had this huge dent in the front of her car. I'm like, how could me going like 7 miles an hour push you really hard that I did all that damage to your front of your car? I show it to the guy at my shop, and he opened the hood and he looked, he goes, this would be all cracked if you did that damage to her car. He goes, you should go on YouTube and look. There's scams. People get hit in the back, because she started doing the cops. As soon as the cops came, it was like a scene in a movie. She started doing this limp. I was like, where did that limp come from?
Why do you have a neck brace in your purse? Like what?
Yeah, that's great.
I was going to say, since we're going nostalgic, wasn't that a Brady Bunch episode where they had the fake neck brace, the guy?
Yes, I think there was.
And then Mr. Brady threw the suitcase and he turned his neck like that, and they were like, gotcha.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's fantastic. Oh my god.
That's television.
Let's just talk 80s stuff. I think that's where this needs to go. We should just all nostalgia.
Yeah, I remember things like that are just burned into my memory. Actors' names and episodes of I Dream of Jeannie, I can literally quote, but I don't know 90% of like somebody, but my girlfriend's phone number, I don't know. Like, and I've called her every day, and I don't know where. But I remember the. I always use that as an example.
Is that a bit of yours?
No. I'm just saying.
Like a bit. That's funny. I don't remember. It
sounds like a bit, but
I don't even know my girlfriend's name.
Yeah, I just barely. But I know the combination to the. I literally know the combination to the lock, to the safe that Jeannie was locked in the 5-episode arc of I Dream of Jeannie. It was 497. I still remember it, right? Like it's 497, and I don't know why that's in there. And I want to get rid of it, but it's stuck in there, right?
Yeah. My friends growing up in Cherry Hill used to tell me I was weird for knowing that kind of stuff that comedians know. They would go, "You're weird, dude." I'm like, yes, I am. I need to be around other weird people that. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were watching the NBA Finals, and there was somebody, they flashed to somebody, one of the players, and my girlfriend goes, that looks like an actor. And I go, yeah, it looks like Robert Lansing. Okay, and nobody like I go, who the hell? And she goes, who's that? And he goes, well, he was on Star Trek. He played Gary Seven on Star Trek. He was in the 3 episodes of the Twilight Zone. You know, he was in 12 O'Clock High. And like I'm like, I don't even know why. Yeah,
which guy was he in 12 O'Clock High?
Yeah.
Which guy?
If you look him up, you'll know him right away. You'll go, I've seen that guy in a million things. And I go, that looks like Robert. And I call the picture up, and she goes, yeah, that's the guy. She goes, that's the guy I'm thinking of, but she wouldn't know the guy's name, but he was in everything when it sitcom, not just like dramatic TV, like The Outer Limits and Twilight Zone and Star Trek. Gary Seven in Star Trek. I could have said, oh yeah, he played Gary Seven in Star Trek. The episode
I brought up Lee Majors, and my girlfriend didn't know who that was, and I was just like, "How do you not know who Lee Majors is?" And
How do you?
Bionic Man, the Fall Guy. What is wrong with you?
Robert Urich is my favorite from that time.
And she knew who
Robert Urich.
Yes.
Yeah, that was always for comics coming up with a great actor reference, that was well known enough, and people would get it. People would actually get the reference. It was like if you said Lee J. Cobb or something.
Yeah,
it's you know what I mean? Like it's just an obscure but well known enough, reference that somebody would go, yeah, that looks like Robert Urich, like you said, or what's his name? The guy that played
James Garner,
Ilya Kuryakin or whatever in the.
Hal Linden.
Yeah, that's a bad picture of him, but that's a bad picture of that's a modern picture of that's Robert Lansing, who was in lots of
27 years old in this picture.
Let's see him in 3 O'Clock High, though. I want to see.
Yeah, 12 o'clock high. 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. No, I think it's 3 O'clock High.
3 o'clock.
No, it's 12.
Yeah. Why would they get out of school at 12? Why would the fight be at noon?
No,
they did it at lunch.
It's 3 o'clock high.
3 o'clock.
The one with the bully where he has to fight him.
No. 12 o'clock high was a movie. And a TV series that was.
I'm mixing it up.
And white.
I thought you said 3 O'clock High. That's
3
why
o'clock high.
We're 80s guys. We like 3 O'clock High.
Yeah. 3 o'clock high is a classic.
Movie.
You're going way back.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna do the wheel. This is where we spin the wheel, and then if it lands on a topic, we kind of go in. If somebody comes up with a good bit, then they can keep the bit. So we do a little writing on the show. So
wow, I like that.
This is the wheel.
I'm gonna have to look over here to see the wheel.
Yeah, it's gonna look better in post. So this is just kind of the behind the scenes.
We use a different wheel.
Yeah. So
the wheel.
We got to get that robot. We got to get our AI robot up and looking good, because the comics are going to love that. What do we got? Blue.
We got mild conspiracy theories.
That's so not in my wavelength there.
We can do another one.
Not in my wheelhouse.
All right.
Let's spin it again.
Wheel of premises. I love that.
Oh, modern conspiracy theories. Again.
Yep.
It's a conspiracy. It keeps going
What are
back.
the odds? Oh my God! It's again. That's 3 in a row.
Holy cow!
We got to do it now.
We are on fire. Let's do it.
This is a conspiracy that it keeps happening. All right, try one more time. If it goes again, I guess we'll do it.
We got to do it.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. All right, so we got AI as your therapist.
Oh, great.
These are terrible today.
I really do use it. We got to go with real life for me.
All right.
If you're going to write a bit about it, but I do use AI as my therapist. I don't have a bit about it, but I ask it questions that I would ask a therapist. Because it's so, maybe the premise is how AI is so positive. It's never like you got a problem. Like it'll always be like, well, that's not so bad. It's always like,
yeah,
positive,
it's very reassuring. It's very creepily reassuring.
Yeah,
right? you could have it's like that bit that I still remember, a Dennis Miller bit where he would go, how does a priest come to that conclusion when you go to confession? He goes, what do they have, like a sin to something flow chart? He's like, you blew a rhino and then 6 Hail Marys, something like that. Marys.
Yeah.
So
like some kind of chart.
Yeah,
to calculate.
I don't trust
it.
Yeah, I don't trust talking to AI. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I basically feel this is all being recorded. Everything is being, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I had a thing for my cousin and I can't let it go. And then that's going to be like just in some data bank for the rest of ever. You know what I mean? Like, it's always going to be there. I don't trust everything we're saying into a computer is just data that they're just accumulating.
This is funny because
I think this data. I don't want to share personal information with the freaking robot, dude. I don't think.
No,
I'd rather share it with my
You could
older
add this to it.
therapist.
It took me 20 years with my therapist to admit this.
but
Now
he's
I'm
gonna
doing it
die
day
soon.
one.
That guy's gonna die soon. It's like I know it, and it's gonna die. All my stuff's gonna die with him. It's not gonna be recorded.
Yeah, and I also this is really funny because the way everyone reacts to this probably reveals something about your own psychology because Dustin is going, okay, yeah, that's my biggest fear. And my thing with the AI is it's like comedy. They're scraping, like if an AI comedian scrapes and borrows and rips off. So he's stealing from I want to be special. He's stealing from other therapists or other patients and he's interpreting my stuff through that lens. I don't even know. There's an AI therapist. What are they? Oh, what if he says the wrong name? Like he's like he goes, oh yeah, Joe. Let me tell you, this is like you said, wait a minute, my name's Brian. What the hell is this shit? You know what I mean? Like I get paranoid enough, like that my therapist is going to make a faux pas like that and pass out or fall asleep during one of my crying jags or whatever. And now you got.
Say, I just thought of a bad joke. You ready?
Yeah, go.
Here's the dad joke for it. I don't know. I didn't mean artificial intelligence. I meant Allen Iverson. Imagine going to Allen Iverson.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's funny. There you go. There you go. There's a reference.
There's a reference. Allen Iverson.
They would only get
do you remember Allen Iverson's famous quote? What he's known for? Because I'm a Philly fan, so I know.
Yeah. So of course, practice. We're talking practice.
Yeah, he would just be saying that no matter what you were admitting to him. You're like, you know what? I'm cheating on my wife. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
We're talking about practice.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're just talking about practice.
We're talking about practice.
You're just getting better at sex, man. Just get practice.
It's
fine.
It's practice.
Did you get a pregnant? No, it's fine. It's just practice.
I don't know. It's you think it's helping you? It's like, just talking to an AI therapist. Like,
do you do it?
I don't. Sometimes I have AI, make my flyer look better. That's about all I do.
It's really good at the flyer.
Yeah, I don't. That's about as far as I.
Well, there's the joke. You're using the same guy who makes your flyers.
Yeah. Exactly. The same guy doing your flyer is helping with your dad issues. You know what I mean?
With your bipolar disorder.
But you can't stop. But you can go on with that because you can go the same person. I don't want to turn to the same person for my therapeutic thing, and then to design my flyer for my shows, and then to find out the best seafood restaurant in Portland. Like whatever it is. Like you could add that list.
That's the problem when you write with other comedians. They do it in their style. Brian's style would have 18 things that you ended up going to. Like, that's your style.
Yeah, that's me.
You stack
all of those.
You stack them.
Yeah,
he's a stacker.
That's just from working in gigs in Jersey where I was afraid to leave any space for anybody to heckle me. That's basically where that came from. That's all. That was total fear. Total fear of being heckled. I said, I'm going to keep hitting them with so many punchlines that I got to get an applause. They'll be exhausted and they're just going to applaud at the end. That was my whole thing. Like, I knew they were going to heckle me. Yeah.
And you give them a high. It's like when a gymnast lands a really tough, trick. They get applause at how the harder it was. So it's like, it is harder to write a joke that has 38 references in a row.
Yeah. And the longer it goes, the funnier or the more twisty or the more impressive or the more changes you have to make. So then, finally to just keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And that was basically that's what I did, was just like trying to keep from being heckled. That was the whole thing. Just keep stalling and kill the clock. I was like the 24-second clock. I was trying to kill the
running the clock out.
Yeah. Because those shitty Jersey gigs where you're at a bar and it's a sports bar and there's a game in the background and there's fucking foosball.
I got one coming up.
you have their attention for this much time, and if you leave a space, somebody's going to yell something or fucking walk out or something. And I just said, I'm going to keep hitting them until I look at the clock. I can go now.
Well, that's why I could never follow guys like you on the road, because I'm the opposite. I don't stack and I talk slow. So if I have to face somebody if I have to go on after somebody that stacks the jokes and talks really fast, it's a 10-minute bomb. Dustin, you're kind of in the middle. You're not slow or fast.
I'll kind of ramp up, drop, pause, and then that's where I could get in trouble. But my pause it's a cocky pause. Where like, yeah, you're gonna laugh at this. This is the moment I'm gonna take it all in. And sometimes I do that, and I'm not taking anything in. But I do give pauses between stuff that's ramped up. So
that's interesting.
All right, this is great. Should we do one more? Let's do one more.
That was good. We wrote a whole bit there.
Let's close it out.
Who gets that bit?
Yeah, Brian's the stacker. We'll let Brian. We'll let Stacky Boy have
That'll kill for you, Brian. I want to see a video of that when you get it done. Boy.
The same guy that makes my flyers very funny.
Yeah.
The same.
I'll stack that. I don't want the same guy who writes my flyers and give me restaurant reviews and to do my taxes do my taxes.
And tell me what milligrams of Zoloft.
Yeah, Mellaril or Zoloft.
I mean, it's bad enough. My Uber driver's a doctor, but this is something funny. Yeah. All right, Adam, you still there? Okay.
Yep.
Conspiracies.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, this one is reinventing yourself.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
this is every old comics goal list.
I don't know if that's a premise. Yeah. You got to reinvent yourself. I don't know what kind of premise that is for comedy.
That's a premise for a roast joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's reinvented himself more than, I could see Dennis Miller saying that.
I mean, this isn't much of a joke at all, but I think that's every time you move somewhere, I feel like that's the opportunity to kind of like do that. You know what I mean? That's what's great when you move to a place where when people don't know you. It is kind of liberating because like when I was in New York, people kind of knew me as like this mess and this drunk and all this stuff. And then I got it together, and then it's like so I come out here to LA and stuff, and people don't know that guy, and that's kind of nice. I was like, you didn't know me anyway. I would just be coked up and want to fist fight you right now. Like you have no idea, like the guy. So they just you're so polite and nice. Like, that's
it's like when Jim Carrey's took that mask off and it wasn't Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It's like you have a rubber mask on, you're a different person, Chafin.
It's kind of nice not to know.
But I love the idea like those Nazi war criminals that went to Argentina and they started a new life. You know what I mean? And they were hiding out there and they were feeding chickens and they were nice to everybody. And then what the hell happens? The Mossad gets wind, starts looking for them, and Elie Wiesel goes down there, and they send a Delta Force down there to capture him and bring him back justice. Guy, whatever. I don't really have a punchline here. I'm just saying.
Well, but the culture we live in.
What's the deal with reinventing? Is that what the premise is? What's the deal with reinventing yourself?
The kids call it code switching, but I feel like, like Post Malone puts on a cowboy hat and now he's a country singer. You know what I mean? It's just like people, are doing that all the time now. I think in pop culture and stuff where you're just like, weren't you like just a hip hop dude? Now you're singing like Johnny Cash. Like it's, something that's happening in pop culture, I think.
Does it happen in stand up?
Yeah, all the time. You always
trying to think of someone who just changed his whole persona and it worked.
There's always guys that were guitar acts and then now they're not, or there's guys that like, they were clean, now they're edgy.
I mean,
it's not common.
Like Bobcat. Like Bobcat used to be that character.
Totally changed. Yeah.
That's like, but it's weird to have a weird thing and then invent that you should just not be that weird thing anymore. Just be normal.
Yeah.
Like Larry the Cable Guy Larry the Cable Guy went back to being Dan Whitney. You know
Did
what I
he?
mean? Like no. I'm just
I
saying
just
if he
hung out
did.
with him about 6 months ago. He's still Larry the Cable Guy, and they
No,
love
I
it.
know. I'm saying, what if he one day said, "I'm not that guy," or like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that
Yeah.
anymore, or
I mean,
whatever.
I took the cowboy hat off. I don't wear that anymore. Like it definitely took an identity away from me. You know, it's different. It's a different. When you see me, it's a different thing than I think it was when I was doing that ridiculous thing for so long. But I think
This is a good premise for you then, because you've had to reinvent things.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm still wearing hats or whatever, but I'm not like identified as like the cowboy guy. I mean, because that was, people would bring me up as that and all that crap. So,
what about if it was someone like Carrot Top became a monologist, a political monologist or something?
I would love that.
I mean, like if he just
I like it when comics take risks. Joe, you're a different comic than when I first saw you. You're more kind of personal and you were like when you were doing the roller skate thing, you were definitely talking about yourself, but you were more clubby, and then now I feel like you're more kind of like revealing stuff, more vulnerable. Not that it's a switch, it was you probably just evolved to that as a better comic, but I think you definitely are different. Like if you see a set now than you saw one in to early 2000s or something. I think you're definitely a different comic.
I think my wife and my son has said this to me before. I think they like the unevolved version. My son will go, "Is that you?" He'll watch a really old clip, and I had a lot more jokes that were precise and a lot of punchlines. Yeah. And he goes, "Is that you in your prime?" He said that to me once. He wasn't making a joke. He wasn't making a joke. He was serious. He goes, "Your act seems really tight." And my wife will go, "Yeah, you had a lot more tight jokes when I first started dating you." Like, whoa. Like she'll bring up, I don't know if you remember a bit I used to do about dating this Jewish girl who didn't want to marry me because I wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's a great joke.
It's funny, I can't even remember how it goes. So she goes, "I can't marry you because you're not Jewish." I go, "What's the problem there?" She goes, "Well, because of our race, we have to, because of the Holocaust, we have to get our race going again." And I go, "What? I lived in New York. I lived in LA. You guys are back, right?" my wife always quotes that as a joke that sounds well written. Now, when I say them on stage, I said to you, I'll go, "That's a dad joke. It sounds well written."
Yeah. Well, I use it on the ships when I'm in trouble. It really works.
I'm in trouble.
Get the jam.
I got the Journey song. I'm doing the skating backwards. I'm doing all
the cowboy hat on.
No cowboy hat. We got rid of that.
What do you call the new hat that he evolved? I've seen you wear those cool hats.
It's open road Stetson.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're it's a gentleman. It's a Southern gentleman's hat. It wears I feel is a little less. There's so much connotation to a cowboy hat now that I had to get rid of it. I was just like, they think you're a certain kind of person, whereas this is like, Patrice wore hats like that. Whatever. It's just it's just a fancy hat. I like to dress up.
You see a lot of blues guys wearing those hats.
Yeah, I'm more of a blues guy than I am a Texas cowboy guy.
Right.
I hang out with Derek Trucks. I listen to blues.
I'd love to know how I should dress. I remember Sebastian once pulled me off stage when we were back before he really got big, but he was just starting to get big, and he's like, "What's your uniform?" That's what he said. "What's your uniform?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just kind of put on what I feel like wearing that night. "Oh, you need a uniform." I was like, I guess he's right.
That's interesting. What you wear on stage is so interesting because, I always feel like when I wear a jacket on stage, especially in New York clubs, I don't want to ever wear a jacket on stage because it just makes you the expectation level or something or perception of you as being performative or something or inauthentic goes through the roof or something. It's very weird.
Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird?
Yeah, you can feel it.
I think about that all the time. Well, it's funny. I used to when I with the ship go back to the ships, I would do short sleeve shirts, and I got tattoos and stuff, and so I felt like once I started wearing jackets, the sets would go better because I think they thought it was some sort of derelict. And not that I'm selling out, but it's like covering my tattoos really just engraces me with 80-year-olds a little better.
We're at a time now, though, everybody has tattoos. Like, it's like I'm one of the rare people that doesn't have tattoos when I get on a cruise.
Yeah, it's true. But, you know,
do you have tats, Brian?
No, I want to.
Tat free.
If you could just have them for a week, it'd be really fun to just
you could do that.
Crank out some
temporary tattoos. I remember my girlfriend did that for a while. She was just like, she went through a phase. She just got temporary tattoos, and then it was gone in like 2 months or whatever.
Oh, really? I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, they sell them at like Ricky's. That's a very New York thing.
Ricky's? Is that in the mall?
Ricky's?
No, it's like, you don't know Ricky's. It's like maybe it's a Queens. It's a Queens thing. It's like a place. I got beauty supply place. They sell.
And what is it? They
got beauty supply place. Huh?
What do you iron it on?
Yeah, but it's like, remember you're a kid, you had those like, you know, fake tattoos. It's like that, but more of an upgraded version. It stays on like 2 weeks instead of like 3 hours.
And it looks real.
Yeah, it looks real. It's like they use them in movies all the time. That's how they make guys look like they're all tatted up and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a fake. Well, they used to sell those sleeves that you could roll on your arm that looked like you had the tattoos.
That was stupid. You could always tell that was like just, you know, look like lingerie. It's like lacy.
Joe Matarese just went out of focus.
Your camera went out of focus.
Oh, shit.
We're just trying to close out. Did you?
Hold on. It probably shut off for a second. A phone call came in. That's why.
Oh, hilarious.
I'm using my iPhone.
We're just about to close it out, and then boom.
Everything falls apart.
We got a fuzzy Joe. This is hilarious.
That's a Woody Allen. What movie? Woody Allen movie is that from? Like Defending Harry or something, or Deconstructing Harry, where the guy, I'm starting to feel out of focus, and the camera just the guy's walking through it. It's like completely. It's great. It's a great bit. It's like one day he became out of focus. Right?
How do you mess with this? Like, how do I reset? Where's your producer?
I think
I want to shut it off and turn it back on again, but
We'll just close out the show with a blur. It kind of it's on track with your brand. This Joe kind of goes out of focus. He loses attention. So this is perfect.
Yes. Whole nother camera now.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there we go.
Whole nother look.
This is crazy.
Different angle.
And everything.
I don't know what happened. But the iPhone got a phone. I used the phone as a camera, and then my son called on the phone, and then it shuts it off. That's what happened.
Oh.
That's why it went blurry, and then I had to literally start over again.
There you go.
I remember I was in your car at one point, and
there it is.
And I don't know what gig we did that we were together. I don't know if it was like City Steam or something. I don't know, but it's like, it was funny. We both had the Rocky soundtrack, like the best of Rocky on our phones. Yeah. And then whenever you would start your car, it would like the Tim Conti, like really sad version of like when Mickey died would come on. And I remember every time I started my phone, the sad song of Mickey dying would come on my phone, and we had the connection of like sad Rocky on our phones. I don't know why I brought that up. I just remember being in your car, and we must have done City Steam or something.
There's some guy who went viral, and my brother sent it to me. He's like, the video was titled If your wedding march was done by someone who was too much of a Rocky fan, and it like started out, it just showed this guy's hands on the piano, and it was like doing the regular march to a wedding, and it turned into like what you said, the slow ding 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 ding.
You want at your wedding.
You're like, dude, chill out. What's with the Rocky?
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm to the point where I watch a Philly sports game and I'm like, do you really, every time we're down by a run, do you really have to go to the what are we waiting for? Every time, what are we waiting for? I'm like, you can't do it 19 times in one inning. It loses the effect. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Take us.
Take it. All right, everybody. This has been great. Thank you, Joe, for doing the show. Do you have anything you want to plug? You got some stuff coming up, some podcasts?
I have 2 podcasts. I have one called Three Friends, One Booth, with my 2 guys that I grew up with down at the pizza place in South Jersey, and then I just started another one called Road Back to Philly, about me wanting to, or possibly wanting to, move back to where I grew up and reinvent myself.
There you go. Reinvent yourself.
I can start over.
That's what a pro does right there. Brings it all the way back.
Full circle.
Bam.
Very cool. All right, buddy. Thanks so much for doing the show. It was hilarious and great to talk to you about asteroids.
Thanks,
and
Joe.
the behind the scenes of ship comedy.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, buddy. It was great.
I'm going to go think about you guys to keep from coming.
You just had, you know what? Now we're going to edit it. Now we're going to edit twice. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I love putting edits in for you.
Rich Voss, or credit Rich Voss both times. Yeah.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're Chasing Comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're Chasing Comedy.